Hello everybody, my name is Lucas and welcome to my channel. So I've been meaning to start a YouTube channel and start making some videos for a little while now. I've been very nervous to get started and procrastinating it because I see a lot of hate in the world and I don't want to set myself up to receive hate, right? But I'm kind of over that now. I just want to be myself. And I think YouTube is that place where I can truly express myself and be who I really am. So just to get things started, I thought it would be only fair to make my first YouTube video about, coming out as transgender. Yeah, and transgender. So that's kind of my first time saying it, I guess, on camera or like on social media and on the internet, so it feels kind of weird, and I'm still, I guess, a little scared, but I'm happy I'm doing it, and I'm happy I'm moving forward. So just to get started, I'm going to do a little bit of a background. So if you do know me, you'll know that I have been out as gay since grade 11, so about, yeah, a little while now actually. And it's not that being gay, like, wasn't enough for me, or like it's not like it's not like fulfilling myself, because I am someone who is attracted to men. However, I've felt there's been like this piece of me that I guess has been missing, and I feel like I'm missing this piece. So ever since I was young, I've been wanting to not just hang out, but like I've always felt like I was like a girl. So I would always hang out with girls. All my friends are girls. All of my interests would be typically like girly, right? So if you're looking at me right now, you're going to know and probably assume that I haven't transitioned yet, which is true because I still look like a boy. And I'm not saying that every transgender person in the world needs to transition. Everyone's journey is different. This is only my experience and how I feel personally. So for me, lately I've been starting to wear a little bit more makeup, starting to, I guess, explore my gender identity and see what is out there for me, and I just feel like coming onto YouTube and opening myself up is the only way to start off my journey, and I really want to be able to share that with you guys, for my sake, first of all, because I hate having something hidden. Like, I hate going through something and feeling like, oh, like, is that person judging me? What is that person thinking? I'd rather just be honest and out in the open. So that's why I'm here. So some people, whether you're like my friends, family, random people on YouTube watching this, you're probably wondering, like, why am I deciding to come out as transgender, and why do I think that I'm transgender? So just going off of that, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to approach this, but the reasons why I feel like I need to do something about it and be open about who I am and be open to change is because of how I've been feeling my entire life. So I believe very much that I experience gender dysphoria all the time, and I didn't even know I experienced gender dysphoria because it's been so normalized. Like, I'm so used to it. So just little things such as, like, my facial hair. I put on makeup to try and cover it up. I, like, shave literally twice a day and it just grows back. Every time. Non-stop. Like, it's just non-stop growing. So I hate that one thing about me, and that's one thing that men typically have and women typically don't have. So that's just like one example. So that, I guess, could be an example of like a physical type of dysphoria that really, really bothers me. A very, very, very big part of, I guess, my dysphoria that has encouraged me to make a difference in my life that will better myself is the social aspect of it. So I've always felt like a girl literally my entire life, just with everything I do, even like sports, like everything that's typically, like, I feel like I honestly, for example, like, I would have loved sports way more as a kid if I could be on like girl teams, because all my friends were girls. Like, I just never fit in with guys. Even just things that girls get to do every day that I don't get to do because I'm a boy. How I feel like, for example, like, not throwing anyone under the bus or anything like that, like my parents, like, I love my parents to death, but I was never able to, like, go into dance. Like, I had to go in hockey, or finally they let me go into swimming and running, and I think the only reason why I really wanted to get into swimming and running, which are two sports that I participate in, is because they're kind of like unisex in a way. So not saying that hockey is only for girls, but I'm just saying I was on a guy's team, right? Where with running and swimming, it was very I guess, like, everyone, right? Like, I had girls on my team, I had guys on my team. I very much liked how it was, like, it wasn't separated by gender, and I really appreciated that my parents let me do that. However, a lot of things, for example, dance or, like, makeup, I really missed out on. Like, even just thinking back, things like prom. Like, I was obsessed with prom dresses in grade 12 because, like, all my friends were like, ooh, like, should I get this prom dress? Like, ooh, like, look at this one. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, like, I have to wear this tuxedo. Like, thank God my date at the time was so, I guess, understanding in a way. And, like, she didn't know I was transgender. However, she kind of let me almost help pick her prom dress, which meant the world to me because I wish I could wear a prom dress, like, to prom. Like, that's, like, one example that of, like, a life moment that I'll never get back because I was born male, right? So, I don't want to miss out on any more of these big life events that I'm going to miss out on if I don't do something different about this. So, even, like, how this makes me feel, too, so I've struggled a lot in my lifetime with anxiety, and I've never been, like, diagnosed with depression. However, so I can't speak on, like, behalf of someone who has depression because I don't think I have, like, depression, like, actually have it, but I have felt, like, symptoms of it, like, along with the anxiety. I've been very, like, I guess not neglected, that's not the right word, but very, like, hard on myself, very down. Anything that would be typically, like, boy related that is in my life makes me literally sad. Like, my body and my, like, for example, at Christmas, like, my family obviously, like, lately has been buying me boy things, like boy t-shirts, like, cologne, like, not perfume, right, like cologne. So things like that, they, like, I'll open it and obviously it's a gift, so it's supposed to make me happy, but automatically I'm like, this isn't right, like, this isn't for me, and it actually is so hard on myself, right? Like, I just can't deal with it anymore, so I'm like, honestly, like, I'm gonna do my imaginary hair flip because I don't have long hair yet, but, like, I don't even care, like, I'm just gonna have a good time, like, you only live once, YOLO, thanks Drake, so, I'm just really gonna try and move forward, past all of the, I don't want to say negative because, like, everything does happen for a reason, right? Like, I'm not saying that I hate being transgender. I'm just saying that these past, like, 18 years of my life have been very hard on me because I feel like I'm living a lie. Like, I feel like everything that I do that is even relatively gendered or, like, based somehow around gender, which is basically everything. Like, our entire society revolves around gender, whether we notice it or not. So, yeah, like, if I, like, as I was growing up, I never really, as I said earlier, I never noticed that I was experiencing these feelings. I really just thought I was gay. Like, I just came out as gay, and I thought, oh, like, now I can act a little bit more girly, and no one's gonna really question it. But that's not enough. Like, that's not an accurate representation of who I am. So, yeah, like, I don't know if I want to go on hormones. I don't know if I want to grow out my hair. There's so many different ways that I can approach it. I know a really big issue that worries me, like, looking into the future is, like, well, number one, my safety, because people, like, I see stories all the time, I see people's tweets, even, like, comments on Instagram, like, things on the news where, like, people are, like, physically hurt, like, this whole thing, like, I'm from Canada, so it doesn't, like, directly affect me, but all this Donald Trump bullshit that's going on, like, I'm literally terrified for my life. Like, I don't know, because, like, who knows, like, what if, like, I don't know, like, everything just freaks me out. So I'm just kind of like, do I want to stay in the closet, like, do I not want to come out? But I think it's very important that I come out, and I share it with you guys, so maybe someone who's also going through some of the same things as me, just know that you're not alone, and, it's a really good way to feel like I'm progressing in this. I hate hiding things, like, I hate feeling very, like, I hate feeling, like, for example, if I want to get my nails done and I'm gonna walk around with acrylic nails, I don't want people questioning me, being like, oh, like, is that a boy or a girl? Or, like, oh, like, why is he wearing that, kind of thing. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd rather them just know. Like, I'd be like, honestly, like, subscribe and follow me and look at all my profiles and hear me out first before judging me. And if you do hear me out and you still choose to judge me, So like being from a small town, I know for a fact that it's not accepted, and probably a lot of people might not even know what it is, which, like, I'm a sociology student myself, and I'm in some social work classes, and like I'm learning about social welfare and everything. Like, I'm educated on these topics, and sometimes I forget that some people aren't. And I hear things all the time, and not necessarily directly to my face, and a lot of people don't know that I'm transgender. So I mean, the things they're saying, they probably don't even mean to be offensive towards me, but I obviously take them like to offense, right? Like, I'm offended by it. So just like an example, like what, like, this is not something that actually happened, it's just like a random example, but let's just say like one of my friends who I used to hang out with will say something to my other friend like super transphobic, and then this friend knows that I'm like transgender, and they'll be like, oh, like this person said this and this and this, or like I'll go even look at like the tweets that they liked and like favorited, and it'll be all super like homophobic and transphobic, and I'm just like, okay, like, do I really want to come out right now? Like, I'm living in this small city where everyone's very not, like, no one's really open-minded towards I guess like the LGBTQ community. So it is really scary, and I feel like that's why I had so much trouble discovering who I truly am growing up, because I was never really like aware of it in a way. Like, I didn't even really know what transgender was myself until Caitlyn Jenner came out. You know, like, until celebrities were doing it and it was like all over the media, and then I was like, oh, like, what's this? Like, I'm gonna check it out because like this sounds like, you know, maybe I'm this sounds like maybe I am this, you know? So I'm glad I did check it out. A lot of YouTubers, like, watching other people's YouTube videos about coming out and being transgender has really, really helped me. But a lot of those YouTubers are also from cities like LA or New York or Toronto, where I'm sure they were exposed to not just being transgender or like others being transgender, but also transphobia at a young age, right? So they kind of had that mix where like I really only saw transphobia or like ignorance, like people like fully like not even knowing what that was. Like, I didn't even know what like that was. So as I'm educating myself, like, obviously I'm not perfect, like I don't know everything in the world, so I'm really happy that I'm taking the time to explore my gender identity. Like, I am aware that there's being gender fluid, or like gender queer, which I maybe also, I thought that that's maybe what I was earlier on this year. I made like a little Instagram post about it being like, oh, like, I think I'm gender fluid, like I'm gonna start dressing more like androgynous, like, you know, like a little bit more girly clothes, but not necessarily like become a girl. And obviously I'm going to take everything slowly, like it's a process, right? Like, I'm not going to jump right into it. And that kind of also brings a lot of fear to me because, like, especially living in a small town, it's not like I can, like, snap my fingers and I'm going to look like Kim K. Like, I'm going to have to build, like, it's a process. Like, if I start taking hormones, like, I'm not going to randomly, like, wake up one morning and be like a woman. Like, I'm going to feel like a woman, but I'm not going to look, or I'm not going to have others perceive me as a woman. And that could be dangerous and really saddening, and like for myself and for others, like people I care about. Like, I don't want my family members who also grew up in this small city to be like I'm losing someone, or I don't accept this person, or like, who is this, like, why are they doing this to themselves and to us, and like giving us this like bad image and all this stuff. Like, I just worry about stuff like that all the time. Like, am I going to get hired when I'm older? Can I afford this? Like, I'm looking at the prices of some of these steps that I want to take, and I'm like, wow, like, I literally don't even have enough for like one of the steps. Like, it's just so scary to look at, like, to look at the reality of it. So in like, one part of me is just so relieved that I am now aware and I'm competent with transgender issues and like that people have transitioned successfully. Like, they were able to say, like, I have transitioned, I came out as transgender, and now I'm happy with who I am. I feel good about myself, I'm living the life that I want to live. And I'm like, oh, amazing, like, I can do this, like, there's hope for me. And like, I thank all those YouTubers and people online for giving me that hope and like that faith. However, I don't know if I don't want to say the word lucky, like, that's not the right word, but I don't know if I'm going to have the opportunities or like the same resources that they did. And I mean, I'm just gonna have to live with that. So I know that I've been babbling on a little bit, so thank you for watching it all the way through till the end. But long story short, I'm transgender, male to female, and although I haven't started any steps towards transitioning yet, that doesn't mean that my feelings aren't valid as a transgender woman. And I just wanted to kind of give everyone a heads up that I will be starting to proceed forward with my transition, and I hope that I can get the support from all of you. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm going to link all my social media down in like the little box below. Thank you.